many points at halftime. It really puts the Templeton team and Jerry Reynolds in a bad situation. I think that now they're going to have to open up their game, especially if they let it go into the fourth quarter. Hopefully, I think that Jerry will come back and establish his running game and make a couple of drives like he did before. Maybe they can get back in this game.
We shall see. From the Eagle point of view, they will be receiving the second half kickoff, and of course, if they score, it's very much a ball game. So we shall see what happens. Just let me tell you a little bit. I understand from Bill Bordeaux, by the way, there was an earthquake in downtown L.A., 2 point on the Richter scale, 2 point something, which isn't all that bad, I guess. As far as we know, no injuries or damage this evening at 7:15. But we left Canoga Park at 4:45 this afternoon for the 45-minute trip here. And 2 hours later, arrived in Arcadia, got lost in Arcadia, and finally got here at 7:10, and we're on the air around 7:22. So Southern California, Friday night traffic, absolutely delightful. Boy, oh boy, I didn't make any friends at all on the freeway, I'll tell you that. All right, halftime, 21-6. Rio Hondo leads the Eagles. Bill's standing by. We'll have ABC News. Bill will bring you up to date on some sports. Dan and I will have a cup of coffee and catch our breath and come back and detail the second half of play for you. At halftime, Rio 26, Templeton nothing. Back we go to KPRL.
Tremendous backs, tremendous speed.
They really do, and he really has brought that program around, and they're now very much part of the Tri-County League, and they, of course, upset Templeton earlier this year, and I know they were hoping to get a shot at Templeton in the championship game, but I guess we're just in the wrong bracket.
In this division, you always have to look at a Rio Hondo, a Templeton, and I think El Paso is right in there with that group.
And if Dick Gate has his way, things will get better at Coast Union.
I'm sure. He doesn't stay down long.
How about the Apple School? You guys going to come around?
Well, we may surprise a few people.
We're going to see you next year in Templeton, eh?
You will be there.
Well, you're not slacking off at all. You're playing the toughies.
Well, we want to get our program to going in the right direction, and we just feel that the way to do that is to play the good teams and let the kids get a few knocks and bruises, but sooner or later they'll learn how to play this game.
How many boys you have at the school?
Well, we're a relatively small school. We probably have about 35 boys in the school, but we usually get maybe, I would say maybe a 15-15. We usually have 15 varsity, 15 JVs.
Dan Pride, Jerry Reynolds walking with the referee over to the near sideline to Randy Johnson, and the two coaches talking to each other, and perhaps it deals with the headphones right now. That's oftentimes a problem, but Jerry is talking things over with Randy Johnson and the referee here this evening, and Jerry's explaining his case to Randy, and Randy's got a headset on, and Jerry on the far side going back now, and Randy, it appears, is keeping his headset on, so whatever the problem is, it'll remain a mystery at least until after the ball game, and we get a chance to talk with Jerry.
I think that's a distinct advantage that Rio has. They have a man up in the press box overlooking the field, and he sees things very well.
Acosta's second half kickoff in the end zone on a fly, some 6 yards deep, and the Eagles will begin at the 15-yard line, first down. Well, is it not a rule that if one team's phones don't work, the other team doesn't wear theirs?
Well, I'm sure that that they have phones available on the Templeton side. It's just the advantage point. I think probably the Templeton spotter is setting up in the stands and watching, overlooking the game.
Well, that's better than where Gary McTaggart at Templeton was last week at Faith Baptist. Did you see him up there in the scaffold high above? Boy, oh boy, on that windy day, no less. All right, here's a gift to Zyman. On first down, a sweep to the left side, tries to turn the corner, bunks heads with a potential tackler and drives for 3 yards around the left side to the 18-yard line. It'll be second down and 6 coming up as they spot the football at the 19-yard line.
This is a big series for Templeton. They need to drive it down the field and establish themselves and put a score on the board.
You know, even though there's all the distance between the two teams, one's in L.A., one's all the way up in San Luis Obispo County, these two teams have gotten to know each other over the past year or so, and you get the feeling there's not a whole lot of love lost, maybe not even between the two coaches. On the second down play, inside handoff, Alderson over the 20, out to around the 21, maybe the 22, setting up a third down and about 4 for the Eagles. They'll spot the football at the 21-yard line. Third down and 4 at the 21 for Templeton.
When you establish yourself as a powerhouse in this division, you know, like everybody's out to knock you off. And there's usually quite a bit of rivalry between the top teams.
And understandably so. They see enough of each other, especially if they're going to play during the regular season. That was the case, of course, last year. Templeton played a Montclair Prep and might well have met them late in the season, too. Third down, they fake the blitz. Here comes a gift to Simon, fighting his way. First down, breaks the tackle, the 30, the 35, all the way up to the 38-yard line. John Simon broke a tackle after being hit behind the line, dove for the first down, was able to maintain his balance, and then drive all the way to the 39-yard line. A pickup on the play of around 19 yards for Simon after it looked like he wasn't going to gain an inch.
Very big play. Templeton needed that in that drive.
Simon with some second effort. Boy, we've talked about it before, Dan. If you'll keep those feet churning, you never know what's going to happen. You just might pop one. Play action, Beast in the throw. On a roll to the right, looking for Alderson out of the backfield. He's got him. 30-yard line, inside the 25-yard line, forced out of bounds. On this near sideline, we'll see where they spot the football. It'll be at the 21-yard line of the Cares. First down for the Eagles. Pickup of 21 on the play, and the Eagles on the drive to start period number 3.
Templeton's had a lot of success with that play. They send Simon out in the short flat, and they roll their quarterback to the side, and they've completed that pass two or three times.
Rio Hondo leading our game 21-6, but the Eagles driving at the Hondo 21. And here's an inside handoff. Simon, he breaks the tackle behind the line and drives inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, where Scott Moore falls on him there. But a couple of the Rio defenders, Norm Schultz and nose guard Mark Acosta that time, nearly penetrating. Actually, they did penetrate, nearly made the tackle behind the line.
Well, I think Rio's linemen are really keying on Alderson. Wherever he's going, they're really coming through their chopping, trying to chop his legs out from under him, hoping that they can stop the momentum of Simon.
They put Simon on a wing, and he's going to lead Alderson. Puts his head down, drives to around the 15, and is belted back. We'll see where they give him progress to. That time, the pitch to Alderson, and then Simon and Beeston were leading the way, and they give him progress to the 16-yard line, from where it'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Eagles, and a mighty big play to be brought in by Justin Vance.
Big situation here.
Would you throw the ball?
Well,
it's really a two-play down now, because if you don't make it on 3rd, you still have 4th.
Like I said, I really like their running game. I believe I would just punch it.
3rd down and 5. Vance wide to the right side. Simon on a wing to the left. And a gift to the second man. Alderson has a hole inside the 15, diving. He's short of the first down. Around the 12-yard line. He should be about a yard short, setting up a 4th down play. They unpile, spot the ball right around the 12, might be the 12 and a half. It's 4th and a yard at the 12-yard line. So the Eagles get 4 of the 5, and now a mighty big 4th down.
Again, give it to the big guys.
Well, he brought you downfield. 8:20 to go.
They know the situation.
A wing on the left is Simon. Up the middle, Alderson. First down, driving to the 10-yard line. And Aaron Alderson, I believe, should be, if they give him the progress we think he got, to the 10 he is. First down, Eagles. And now we'll see if they spot the ball in or outside the 10-yard line. And boy, it's hard to tell. The nose could be right on the 10-yard line. Let's see as they extend the sticks. It appears to be 1st and goal with the nose at the 10-yard line. It is 1st and goal. Boy, that's hard to tell from here, but it does look like the nose is on the 10. Yep, they're going to get rid of the chains. It is 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. Here's Alderson off left guard, and he drives. I think he fumbled the ball. He did. Rio Hondo says they've got it. They do.
That's the thing about a back like Alderson. He's still fouling and driving, and the guys are trying to rake the ball away from him. It's very difficult for him to hold the ball. That's the type of back that he is.
So the Eagles, who to start this period had held the ball for the first 4 minutes and 11 seconds, driven all the way from their own 15 to the Rio Hondo 10-yard line, fumble on 1st and goal, and the Cares have it at the 6-yard line. They line up in the eye, and they'll try and get some breathing room. Guerrero on a mix-up, now circling the left side, driving out to the 9-yard line, taking a dive to avoid the tackle of Bobby Pence. The gain is good for 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And Guerrero, on what I think was a busted play, nearly broke it around the left side.
He's an exciting ball player. Templeton really has to bear down now, their defensive-wise. They need to get the offense the ball. That was a tremendous drive that they made a while ago. They just came up empty-handed.
That is a back-breaking fumble, no question about it. Wide receiver 8 on to the right, 2nd down, and about 6 at the 9. Inside handoff, Bedoya, 1st down and more. 20-yard line, down the sideline, 25-30, all the way out over the 35-yard line. 1st down for Rio Hondo. Bedoya, the fullback, finding running room up the middle, angling to the left, cutting it over to the near side. They spot the football at the 36-yard line. He's got 25 yards on the play. First down for the Cares, and boy, oh boy, they're nearly to midfield.
I think at this point, I just have to key on him. I'd have Alderson keying on him all the way.
They come out now, very tight offensive formation, 8 on wide to the right. They pitch it out to Moore on a sweep. Breaks the tackle, breaks another, turns the corner, midfield, the 36-yard line, forced out of bounds in Eagle territory on the far side by Zyman, right at the 36-yard line. And the Eagles very much on their heels right now. And you know, when you analyze ball games, perhaps the fumble by Alderson will be the play everybody will remember, particularly if the Cares come back to score on this drive and ultimately go on to win.
It was a big momentum switch. If Templeton had punched it in and got to score, the game would have looked entirely different now.
Football at the 36-yard line. It's second down and a little less than 2. Eagle fans on the far side imploring their team to come up big defensively. They line up in the I. Fullback Bedoya on a give, gets the handoff, driving, first down off left guard to the 31-yard line. Dan, tell us about the offensive formation that Rio uses in terms of their running backs lined up so tight behind the quarterback.
Well, their line is really tight, and they have their backs close to the line of scrimmage. Well, that gives them good play action in the backfield, and also they can get to the line of scrimmage quick.
First down play at the 31-yard line, 8 on wide to the right side. Again, the setback's just a yard or two behind the quarterback. Bedoya gets the call inside the 30, up the middle to the 27-yard line, where Jim Hart puts a stop to that. The gain is good for 4. Second down and 6 coming up. All right. Question for you then, if it's such a good formation, why doesn't everybody do it?
Well, I think that Randall has pretty much established this program. You know, these kids start playing together, most of them, in the Little League. And so by the time they get up to him, they've seen this offense for I don't know how long. Well, most of the schools, they usually get their kids, in the 9th, 10th, 11th grade, 12th grade year. There's really not enough time to teach this offense.
Second and 6 from the 27-yard line. Play action. Guerrero to throw over the middle. Wide open. The tight end, Durden, inside the 15. He's to the 10-yard line. First down. Derek Durden is 6'6". That's the first time they've gone to him all night. It appears, just as the situation was a moment ago, that the nose of the football is at the 10-yard line, and it looks to be first and goal. Perhaps they're just off the 10-yard line. It might well be first and 10 from about the 10.5-yard line. Well, in any event, they're very close to the 10. Looks like they can make a first down without getting a touchdown. Bedoya up the middle, driving to the 6. Ankle tackled by Aaron Alderson. I think what I'm trying to ask, Dan, is what are the drawbacks to the formation? Are there any?
Well, if you have the type of players that he has, the experienced ball players, the ones that really know how to run the offense, it's a great offense to run. You close everybody inside, you can go outside, and you got the power runners popping through because they're close to the line of scrimmage. It's just a tremendous offense, but it's so difficult to teach.
Second down play, second down and about 05 from the 6. Bedoya off his own left side, driving Bedoya to around the 3-yard line, setting up a third down. It'll be third down and about 2.5 from the 3, with 4:27 to go in the third period. No scoring so far in the third. Eagles held the ball for 4 minutes, and now it's about a 4-minute drive for the Cares the other way. There's been only one possession each way. 4:15 to play, 21-6 for Rio, period number 3. Here's third down, 2.5 from the 3-yard line. And Guerrero on a mix-up, winds up keeping the ball, hit behind the line, and down he goes. I think he wanted to give it to Bedoya. You can correct me, it might have been an option play. Guerrero paid the price, fourth down.
I think that he didn't read the tackle that time that quickly. What he does...
I think about running the option like that, that's going to create so many turnovers. A situation like that, if they got hit during that exchange there, that could easily have been a fumble.
4th and 3.5 at the 4. They'll go for it. Big play. Pitch out. Scott Moore tries to turn the corner. He will to the touchdown area. He's in. Touchdown to Rio Hondo as he did turn the corner on the right side. And Scott Moore's speed beat everybody to the far corner. And that's the same way they got their touchdown at the end of period number 2. And Rio Hondo has marched down the field some 70 yards on the drive to score.
I think the thing that you really need against Rio Hondo, you have to have tremendous ends and cornerbacks.
All right, here's the extra point attempt by Whittick. He's 3 for 3. His kick has lost the distance. He scored for 4. 3:26 to go, period number number 3. Rio Hondo 28, the Eagles 6. It's strike up the band time in Southern California. We'll be right back. Well, doesn't look good. Here's the kickoff played by Simon around the 15, right up the middle, over the 20, over the 30, over the 35, out to the 38-yard line. Good return by John Simon. First down for the Eagles with 3:22 to go, period number 3, but they're on the short end now of a 28-6 score. Dan Pride, time to abandon the game plan, perhaps?
I believe so. I think I would definitely have to put the ball in the air a little more now.
Scott Stilson comes out over the football, and we'll see if the Eagles are indeed going to throw. They haven't thrown much. And here's a gift to Simon on a sweep around the left side into Care territory, driving to the 35-yard line. Gain of around 8 on the play, setting up a second down and 2. Well, when you think about it, Coach, in this entire period, one drive for Templeton, one drive for Rio Hondo. The Templeton drive from their own 15 all the way down to the 10-yard line, and the fumble. The Cares come right back 70 yards, and they don't kick it away. They score on a fourth down play. Mighty big turn of events. And Aaron Alderson has played so well, unfortunately coughing up the football. They go on the short yardage drive, a gift to Alderson for a couple hitting down in the area of the first down. We'll see where they spot the football inside the 35, around the 34 and a half, setting up a third down in less than a yard. Third down in about half a yard.
When coaching against the Templeton team, and I've had a lot of success against the Templeton teams, and I think that the thing that you have to do is get on the board, put a few scores on them, and force them to do something to get away from their running game. Like I said, I just don't think that they have that strong of a passing attack.
Justin Vance wide on the right. Eagles need a first down with 1:54 to go in the third. Here's the pitch out. Simon behind Alderson, first down and more at the 30-yard line, the 25 upended inside the 22 at the 21-yard line. First down Eagles. And again, they're attempting to answer the drive and the touchdown by Rio Hondo. When you think about it now, this is the fourth good Templeton drive. 2 were thwarted by mistakes, and 1 they scored on, and now they're trying to make it 2 out of 4.
If it wasn't for the mistakes, they'd definitely be in this ballgame.
They've had 4 good drives, and this one, remember, started after the kickoff return by Simon, back nearly to midfield. They're at the Care 21, first down. Pitch out Simon, has a blocker, cuts inside that blocker Alderson, drives inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play, second down and 6 coming up. Tackle made by Scott Moore and linebacker Norm Schultz on the play. And boy, when you think about it, all these kids who go both ways, there's so much talent on the field.
Well, at this particular point in the game, I think that Rio is enjoying the situation. They want Templeton to run the ball because all it's doing is running the time off the clock, and the time is allied to Rio now.
Second and 6, pitch out Simon, turns the corner, driving inside the 10. It'll be first and goal as he's forced out of bounds on the near sideline. Tackle made by the safety man on the play. And for Rio, that's Norman Shintaku Sr. Well, he is a senior. That's right. He's 5'7", 135 pounds. He looks like the smallest guy on the field. The Eagles have a first and goal at the 9-yard line. Clock shows 49 seconds, Coach.
Well, even if Templeton scores here, they still have to come back and play good defense. That's the one thing that they really haven't done. With the exception of the turnovers, they really haven't played good defense in certain situations.
All right, on this first down play at the 9, they give it a Simon behind Alderson, driving inside the 5 around the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal at the 3. Now the clock is running. If the Eagles hurry, they can get off another play in this period. I'm not sure as they are going away from the clock that they're aware of where the time is, but if they're thinking about conserving the clock, they might try and get a play off. 12 seconds to go, and Jerry Reynolds motioning from the sideline, let's speed it up. But I'm not sure they're going to make it. I don't think they are. 6 seconds to go. They're just now breaking their huddle. 30 seconds to go. They will not get the play off. We've played 3 periods in Southern California. Rio Hondo leads 28-6. When we come back, the Eagles have a second and goal at the 3-yard line. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll play off at the end of the third period.
I think if you've been down there
as many times as they've been down close to the goal line that you don't want to hurry up the thing. And with the 10 seconds left,
we'll play off at the end of the third period.
I think if you've been down there as many times as they've been down close to the goal line that you don't want to hurry up the thing. And with the 10 seconds left on the clock, you don't want your kids to speed up and not come up empty-handed.
Second and goal, 3-yard line. They're in the eye. Beeston to Simon, hit behind the line. Oh, what a hit by Derek Durden, the defensive right end on the play. Simon hitting down right at the line, setting up a third down play. And even the blocking of Alderson couldn't save Simon from Durden.
Well, at this particular point, Rio is just barreling low, and what they're trying to do is penetrate as much as they can. That time, Derek Durden was able to penetrate.
On this third down and 3 play, Eagles taking their time in the huddle, and they better give some thought to moving it along. We've played 30 seconds, period number 4. And you don't want to see him called for a 30-second violation. They're to the line, split backs, Alderson up the middle, diving to the goal line, very close to the goal line, hitting down, and let's see, the officials have given no signal. He's going to be hitting down about 3 or 4 inches away from the goal line, setting up a 4th down play. Acosta, the nose guard, saving the touchdown, at least for a moment. The official indicates they have about 6 inches needed for the first down, and the touchdown, I beg your pardon, and the Eagles are going to call timeout before the play. 10:59 to go. And Dan, let's keep it right here for the moment, because if nothing else, the Cares now have stopped the Eagles' last couple of plays, and they've killed a couple more minutes off the clock.
Well, there again, I think that Jerry, in his thinking, he was really thinking here when he called the timeout. He wants to get his kids a little blow, a little rest. He wants them to sit and think about the situation. And let's face it, those linemen have to blow the Rio Hondo kids out of there, and Alderson and Simon have to run as hard as they can in order to get this ball in the end zone. So this is a perfect time for a timeout.
Well, time to go out there and tell them, because you might well be seeing the play of the game coming up right now, because if the Eagles come up empty again, they are really in trouble. They need to get into the end zone, and they have to do it on this play if they've even got a prayer, and right now they're reduced perhaps to that.
Well, it's definitely a big play. This is probably one of the biggest plays in the game for Templeton at this point.
Randy Johnson probably out there telling his defense that right now, saying, hey, if you stop him right now, you are really in the driver's seat. You're putting a stranglehold on them. 4th down and less than a yard. 28-6 Rio Hondo. Beeston brings them up. Simon on a wing, and the Eagles have to call another timeout. Whatever the defense was, the Eagles were not prepared for it, and the Eagles forced to use their second of 3 timeouts allotted in the half, and that might come back to haunt them later on. But John Beeston didn't like the defense, and he's in a position now where he's about to run the most important play of the game. He can't be thinking about, hey, in 8 or 9 minutes, we might have a big play coming up. If he doesn't make this one, there may not be any more big plays.
Well, I was surprised that they called a timeout there. I think with backs like Simon and Alderson, that when you're on the 1-inch line, you put it in. Just give it to them. They'll put it in. I mean, it's a situation here. They've called a timeout once. All the kids on the front, they know the situation. They know that they have to block. And Simon and Alderson, they've been there before. They know what it's all about. That timeout that they called could be valuable later on in the game.
No doubt about it. Well, but I think Beeston had no choice. There was confusion. Here they come to the line. 4th and goal inside the 1. And Beeston tries to give it up to Simon. It's hit behind the line. He loses 2 yards on the play. The Cares have held the Eagles.
They came back with the same set. There again, I've seen Templeton teams before. They just give the ball to Alderson and let him plug it in.
There looked like there appeared to be a mix-up in the backfield. I don't know if Beeston wanted to keep it or indeed give it off to John Simon. They were not giving it to Alderson, and it looked like they kind of came together. Beeston ultimately just stuck it in the belly of Simon, and there was no place to go. Scott Moore made the tackle on the play, but the Eagles lost 2 yards on a 4th and goal inside the 1. Cares come out from the 3-yard line, first down. 10:38 to go. Their lead intact. And here's a give up the middle. Bedoya leaps over a potential tackler, spinning out to the 8-yard line, getting 5 big yards on the play. And if the Cares mount any kind of drive now, I'm afraid this one's history from the Templeton point of view, and the Cares will have indeed avenged last year's championship loss.
And I think what Rio wants to do now is just keep the ball on the ground, let the clock run. And so far, Templeton hasn't shown that they can muster anything to put any points on the board. So I think that the clock right now is an ally to Rio Hondo. Just keep it on the ground and run the clock out, punt the ball, play a conservative game.
10 minutes to play. Check it, 2nd and 5. Guerrero on a keeper, sweeping to the far side. And he's hitting down on the play after a gain of a yard, and a piling on penalty is coming up against the Eagles. And from our vantage point, it did appear that an Eagle got there late and fell on the quarterback after he was down. This will cost him 15. The penalty will bring the football out over the 20-yard line to around the 26-yard line after they walk off 15 yards, and the Cares have running room now. They're on the drive, but the Eagle, check me now, at their own 26-yard line. They started at the 3, first down Rio Hondo, and the Eagles are in definite deep water in Southern California tonight. 9:53 to go. I don't think Rio Hondo's been penalized tonight.
I don't believe they have either. That's the kind of team that they are. They don't make mistakes, very few.
They did give the Eagles a couple of fumbles in the game. Once, when they were inside the Eagle 5, they coughed it up early. The Eagles could not take advantage of either turnover, and since then Rio Hondo has, in fact, dominated the football game. First down, in motion Moore to the right, up the middle, Bedoya. I think he's been the star of the game. He's up to the 29-yard line. Alderson stops him there. The gain is 3, 2nd and 7. 9:23 to go, and the clock, the ally of the homestanding Rio Hondo Cares, as the Templeton Reign is CIF 8-man football champions, very much in jeopardy now.
Well, Templeton has a tremendous program, and I know they'll be back regardless.
Oh, there's no question about that. And boy, oh boy, they play some kind of football. But every now and then you run into a team that has a world of talent. And, well, they do you in, and it appears the Cares are on the way. Here's a pitch to Scott Moore out of the backfield. Gets a great block, the 30, the 35, the 40-yard line for a first down. Forced out of bounds on the near sideline in Eagle territory at the Templeton 38-yard line. And what a block to spring Scott Moore.
Well, they sent a man in motion that time, and nobody came out with the motion man. So if you get a block on the outside cornerback, then there's nothing but open field for him to run.
Rio Hondo leading our football game 28-6. A reminder, Bearcat basketball follows immediately after our ball game. Roger Bland and Tom Dryden in Morro Bay with the Bearcats and Sierra Union. You'll hear the game in its entirety. Bearcats will play again tomorrow in Morro Bay, and Roger will call that one for you. Here's Bedoya up the middle for a yard. That's about all. But even on one of their least successful offensive plays, 2nd and 9 coming up, the Cares, I think very importantly, are going to kill about 30 seconds of that clock.
I believe that's what they want to do. I noticed Guerrero, he keeps looking up at the clock and looking up the clock. I think they're letting the clock run down as close as they can to the 30 seconds, and then they're setting the play off.
Well, you've got to like that. They're going away from the clock and let their junior quarterback keeps taking a look back over his shoulder to see where it is as he brings his team to the line. Mendoza over the ball. He looks back at the clock again. He wants to run it down as far as he can. 2nd and 9. Gave play action to throw. Wants 3rd and deep. Derek's out there. He's got it at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Rio Hondo. And now they're going to say he's out of bounds inside the 1. You're right.
You see, that's what they do. They lull you to sleep. A Rio Hondo team, they can't put too many points on the board. I've seen them beat teams 55-0 before. So you can't really come out and expect them to just keep the ball on the ground. What they'll try to do is lull you to sleep and then put it up on you.
Well, they're inside the Eagle 1, right at the 1. That's where Durden went out of bounds on the far side, as that play was good for some 37 yards. From Guerrero to Derek Durden, 1st and goal. They've marched from the Eagle, from their own 3 to the Eagle 1. They give it to the first man, and he's hitting down inside the 1 at about the half-yard line, setting up a 2nd down play, 2nd and goal. They don't mind that. It kills another 30 seconds off the clock, 7:50 to play in our game, and Rio Hondo would appear to have virtually put this one away. And it's always disappointing when you lose the final game of the year because it means you're not going to be a champion. But the Eagles have been in this game 4 times in the last 5 years. They brought it all home last year, and they've done themselves and their team proud again this season. But it appears that they've met their match and then some tonight. 2nd and goal at the 1. They fumble the ball. It's loose at the 1-yard line. And as they umpire, it's still Rio ball, I believe. The referee came in. Go ahead, Dan.
I think Guerrero's on the ball.
Yeah, the referee came in and indicated 3rd down. And now the Eagles say they've got it. The Eagles come out claiming they've got the football. As they unpile, the referee had signaled 3rd down. The Eagles came running out like they had the football. They do! Templeton ball. So a fumble at the 1-yard line, and the Eagles recover. And the officials took their time, although the referee threw us off by putting 3 fingers in the air, signaling a 3rd down coming up, and that's what Dan and I were going by. No way we can call it from as far away as we are, high above the tool shed here in, or on top of the tool shed, actually, here in Arcadia. From the 1-yard line, up the middle, Alderson running room, the 10, the 15, behind everybody now. The 30-yard line midfield. He's to the 35, the 30. He's caught from behind at the 28-yard line. And turnabout. First down, Eagles at the Rio Hondo 28. Would you believe it?
I think Alderson's down. He has a cramp or something in his leg, I believe.
I don't think Aaron's used to running that far, as he broke that one from the 1, 40, 50, some 52 yards on the play, all the way to the 28-yard line. But when you think about it, the Eagles were just stopped at the 3. Rio Hondo went from the 3 to the Templeton 1. They fumbled the football, and on first down, the Eagles go all the way downfield, more than 50 yards to the Rio Hondo 28. And indeed, it does look like Aaron Alderson might have a cramp as he's being worked on the near sideline. So a moment ago, it was about to be 34-6. And now the Eagles are in Rio territory with 6:55 to play in our game. Still down, however, 28-6, and Aaron Alderson down, necessitating a timeout. 6:55 to go. Rio 28, the Eagles 6. We'll take a 30-second break. Aaron Alderson being helped up by Principal Chuck McInich and a couple of other Templeton folks, and running off to the far side, he'll have to sit it out of play. Aaron just ran 52 yards from the 1 to the 28-yard line of Rio, first down, but the Eagles have to score and score quickly, no question about that.
They definitely need to score here. Or they need several scores, but one here especially.
I know the score is 28-6, and it doesn't look very good. And a moment ago, we thought it was all but over. But the Eagles have had their chances in the game, boy. You can't say they haven't. Split backs and Beeston on a pitch to Zyman, hit behind the line, breaks the tackle, turns the corner, 25-yard line, forced out of bounds, and that's important at the 22-yard line. And the Eagles can't think now, if they have any hopes at all of getting in the football game, of killing the clock when they get to 2 minutes or a minute and a half. They have to start working on the clock right now, conserving the clock. Zyman out of bounds on that play.
Well, this is the thing I was saying at the beginning of the game, that I didn't think that Jerry really had a lot of confidence in his passing game, because right now is a definite time for passing situations. If there's an incompleted pass, you kill the clock, and if you come up with a big completed pass, you move the ball down the field rapidly.
I don't think they've thrown 5 times in the game. All right, on the first down play action for Beastie. He wants to throw for Pence. Hangs it up in the end zone. Man on man. It's incomplete. There's contact down there, but no flag. And Pence is unhappy. So too is the defensive back on the play, John Pettit, the safety. And each felt the other interfered. I guess in truth, they each were going for the ball. The Eagle fans letting the officials have what for on the far side. Jerry Reynolds is not particularly pleased. In any event, it's 3rd and 3 coming up at the 21-yard line. How'd you see it, Dan?
Well, I think the official didn't call the play simply because of the fact that he couldn't really tell who was interfering with who. There was a collision on both players' part.
On the 3rd down and 3, 21-yard line, 6:40 to go. The incompleted forward pass stopped the clock. Now you have to think about the first down. And they will, with a give to Zyman to turn the corner. He'll cut inside the 20 and race to the sideline, hitting down around the 17. It is a first down. He stayed in bounds. Dave Guerrero made the stop on the near sideline. Clock rolling, 6:26 to go. Eagles trailing 28-6. So, well, let's get out our adding machine here. They get 3 touchdowns and 3 conversions. That's 24 points. That's 2-point conversions. Well, that would do it for them. So we're looking at 3 touchdowns here.
I just don't believe that Templeton has that team. I think that their asset is to keep the ball on the ground and run it, and they don't have a passing game. At this point in the game, you almost have to have a passing game to get back in and win you're 28-6 behind.
We have 6 minutes to play in the season, and here's a give up the middle. Alderson back in, inside the 15, driving to the 12-yard line. Aaron, we're glad to say, back in the football game, gain on the play of about 3 yards to around the 13, maybe 4 it is. 2nd down and 6 coming up, and the Eagles have to hurry because it's all well and good to maintain ball control and drive now, but boy, oh boy, they're doing Rio's job for them if they keep the ball much longer without scoring.
I think that they should maybe have a screenplay or something that they throw.
5:28 to play in the game. Beast in the throw, pump faking, looking in the end zone, nobody open, and he's got to eat the football back at the 18-yard line. And that's a one-man pattern downfield.
Exactly, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Rio's setting back waiting for any kind of pass. They're playing 2 and 3 deep, and they're only sending one pass receiver out.
Clock winding down. We now go under the 5-minute mark. 3rd and 10. Football back at the 17. Rio leading comfortably 22-6. And the Eagles still with a prayer. And here's Simon on 3rd and 10 off left guard inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Derek Durden the tackle. And you know, Dan Pride, when you first said tonight that the Templeton was very much a ball control team, of course we knew it, but we had seen Templeton pass and pass well, but I think what you said has borne out to be absolutely the case. I don't think they've thrown 5 times all night. Obviously, the Eagles have not wanted to throw the football.
Well, against the better teams, I don't feel that Jerry feels he can throw against them.
4th down and 7. Here's the ball game. Beast in the throw over the middle, deflected in the end zone, intercepted there by Rio. Coming out of the end zone, he hit around the 5, breaking the tackle, flag on the play. The interceptor for Rio Hondo is John Pettit. He's down around the 4-yard line. There was a clip, I believe, against Rio on the return. They will nonetheless have the football with a 1st down at the 2-yard line in their own territory. 4:18 to go, and if the Eagles weren't sunk a little while ago, they sure as heck are now.
Well, one of the things that when coaching at Montclair Prep and playing against the Templeton team, when I had what I thought was a quality team, one of the things that I stressed to the kids was that if we could get out there and put some points on the board and then start playing really good defense and stop the running game, then we could force Templeton into something that they didn't really want to do, was pass. And one thing about it, with the unbalanced offense, I think it's a disadvantage as far as the passing game is concerned.
4:05 to go, Dan. Football at the 2-yard line, 1st down. They give it to the fullback up the middle for a yard. Mike Garcia stops him there. Bedoya, the ball carrier. 3:55 to go, and the officials come in and indicate timeout called by Templeton, and I believe that is their last timeout. They called 2 earlier. That's got to be their last one. Timeout, 3:55 to go. And Rio Hondo, less than 4 minutes away from capturing the CIF championship for the 3rd time in the last 6 years. They lead 28-6, and we'll be right back. Yellow. What'd you say, boy? Anything on a Tascadero? Okay, why don't you call when we come back on? Bill, after the game, we'll give you a report. Okay? .55 to go, and Rio Hondo's care is taking advantage of some Templeton mistakes, while the Eagles were unable to capitalize on theirs. Are just that close to the championship, and they're 12-0, about to go 13-0, and you can't very well argue with that.
Well, looking at this game this week, one of the things that I was saying to some of the coaches at Apple when they asked me how I felt about the game was that if it was a low-scoring game, that I felt that Templeton would come out in an advantage. But this whole game, by Templeton not being able to put in more than 6 points on the game, they forced themselves into a bad situation.
2nd down play action for Guerrero, wants 8 on deep. He's beaten his man. He's got it at the 15-yard line. Forced out of bounds around the 20. That is a 1st down over the 20 at the 21. For Rio, I was just about to mention, 8 on hadn't caught a pass all night until that one. I think the Eagles were surprised by the ball control exhibited tonight by the Rio Hondo Prep Carriers. They looked upon Rio Hondo as a big play team, and Rio Hondo, I think, turned around on him and played it rather close to the vest and really caught him off guard.
Well, Rio Hondo has a very explosive offense, and they do a lot of things. They run the ball, they pass the ball, they do a lot of things well.
Here's play action. Guerrero on a keeper, on a roll around the left side. Has running room up to the 35. Checking out up to the 25 to around the 28-yard line. A pickup of around 6 on the play, and a Rio Hondo player injured downfield, lying on his back all alone at the 40-yard line. So I think it's Don Adon. And whatever happened to Adon was away from the play. And I certainly didn't see it. And Dan, I don't know if you were looking in that direction. I don't know why anybody would have been looking down there.
Well, exactly. I think that he must have went downfield to block someone, and he probably ran into one of those Templeton horses.
Well, there's Don Adon on his numbers, and now he's up, and he'll walk off the field rather gingerly. Big Don Adon, 6 foot, 150 pounds, soaking wet. Wide receiver for the Cares. 3:37 to play. 2nd down and just about 3 coming up for the home team here this evening, and their folks stayed home, enjoyed the home cooking, and about to get a championship. That must feel good.
It's always great to win.
You're going to play Rio Hondo next year in the regular season?
First game of the season. We open up with Rio.
You are a masochist. 2nd down and 3 coming up. And here's a fumble, and I believe Bedoya was able to cover up back around the 26-yard line. He was setting up a 3rd down and 4. I mean, now you've got Rio next year. You've got Templeton. You're playing Coast.
I don't think we play Coast next year.
Well, they might be down again. Maybe you try and get a hold of them.
I would like to get a hold of them.
2:53 to go.
3rd and 5 for Rio Hondo.
Football at the 27-yard line, 3rd down and 5. And boy, I really am impressed with Guerrero's taking his time, looking back at the clock. He's just a junior, but he played his sophomore year, and he's a good one. And perhaps the Eagles will get to see him again next season. And they give it to Bedoya. He fumbles the football. I don't know if he was able to fall on it or not at the 27. Bedoya apparently did as he bobbled the football. I'm not really sure he ever lost possession of it. 4th down, and the Cares have to punt for, I think, the 2nd time all game.
Surprisingly, Rio every year comes up with a really good team. I think this year they're losing like 8 or 9 seniors, and they'll be back next year. With kids like Guerrero in the leadership, they'll be back.
Dave to kick it away with 2:04. Mendoza's snap is letter perfect. Flag on the play. Kick end over end to be one hop by Zyman at the 15. Angles right, has running room, the 20, the 25. Near the sideline, Mendoza loses him. He's up over the 30 to the 35 and forced out of bounds around the 37-yard line. And now we'll see. I think we're going to get an offside one way or the other, as the official on the near side indicates a procedure call against the kicking team, against Rio Hondo, and we'll see what Templeton chooses to do on this. That is the first penalty unofficially all night against Rio Hondo, coming with 1:51. The Eagles certainly have not been victimized by penalties very much. It's been a relatively error-free game.
Well, Rio Hondo doesn't make very many mistakes. You just have to come in here and beat them. They're really tough to beat here.
I wonder if Jerry Reynolds had to do it all over again, if he would have preferred this game now on a neutral site.
I think if I'd have been him, I would have.
Jerry thought since they had played here before, they were familiar with it, since this is such a fine facility, too, and perhaps they'd have to go to another field and change a 100-yard field into an 80-yard field. But this is such a nice place to play, he'd take a shot at it, what the heck, as long as they were making the trip. Beasting a throw, and on an out pattern, he's got Pence diving. Bobby's first catch. He stayed in bounds, however, at the Rio 38-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Well, I have a different outlook of it. Since last year, we played Rio Hondo here at this field in the semifinals. It was storming, it was water, it looked like a river out on the field, and I wanted to basically kind of cancel the game, but I knew Rio wouldn't do it because it was to their advantage to play in the storm.
Pence throws another square out to, Beaston to Pence, and he's out of bounds around the 33-yard line, so Beaston cranking up 5-yard square outs, and this one takes them within 2 inches of a first down. Football at the 33-yard line, 1:23 to go. Eagles just playing to try and make the score a little bit closer now. Remember, Bearcat basketball following our broadcast today, and the Bearcats in action again tomorrow in the lineup of that Morro Bay tournament. They play Sierra today, and we'll see, of course, who they play tomorrow, depending upon how they do today. Beaston to throw, sets up. The deep one in the end zone for Bobby Pence. It's off his fingertips, about a yard in the end zone. Double coverage there, but Bobby got his fingers on that one. It's incomplete. 3rd down. Check me now, 4th down. And about an inch or 2 for the first down back at the 33-yard line.
In that situation there, he sent Zyman down one sideline and Pence down the other sideline. And I think that the quarterback, if he'd have looked off a little longer, he might have had that safety froze in the middle. But the Rio Hondo kid was there, and they had double coverage on the side that the ball was thrown on.
Eagles have gotten only 1 touchdown all night. It came in the second period. It was 21-6 at halftime. There's been only 1 touchdown scored in the second half, that by the Cares. 4th and short yardage, and hitting a stone wall. Alderson breaking a tackle and driving forward for the first down at the 32-yard line. He broke Mendoza and Schultz's initial hit, and the gain to the 32 gives the Eagles a first down. Clock will run as soon as they spot the football. They stop it on the first down. Football at the 32-yard line. Zyman will come out wide on the left. Bobby Pence wide on the right. Quarterback John Beaston. Eagles only touchdown, a 1-yard run by Bobby Pence, and a quarterback earlier. Beaston against a rush. Steps up in the pocket and is hitting down as he tries to run. Bedoya makes the stop around the 30-yard line. A minute to go. Eagles cannot stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. Less than a minute to go in the 1982 football season. It's been a good one for the Eagles, and the Cares are about to take the championship from them. Square out for Bobby Pence, caught on the far side in front of Guerrero. He's forced out of bounds at the 26-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and around 5, and that stops the clock with 46 seconds to go. When you come right down to it, Dan, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. When you come right down to it, I think the better team is going to be the champion this year.
Well, it looks that way. Rio looked really sharp at the beginning of the season. They looked really sharp in the first game that they played against Templeton. But Templeton's made a lot of mistakes tonight, and they haven't played defense as well as I've seen them play in the past.
Zyman in motion to the left side, Pence wide to the right. They're going to pitch it out to Zyman. He's got to do it on his own. He's inside the 25, inside the 20, out of bounds with 41 seconds to go. I think when the statistics come out from the game, they'll be relatively close because the Eagles, this is at least their fifth good, long drive, and they've only scored once. Twice they gave it up on turnovers, and two more times they were stopped cold by Rio Hondo inside the 10-yard line.
There's no doubt they've had the ball in position to score several times. They just haven't been able to come up with the big play.
41 seconds to play before we put a lid on the 82 season for the Eagles. Lone setback Alderson, and here's a slant in. It's going to be intercepted by Guerrero, and he's going to go all the way. Nobody between Guerrero and the end zone, and I think we're getting a clip to be called at midfield. Guerrero goes all the way down and scores. And Finley came together at the 32-yard line, and Mendoza, the real player, is not getting up from that collision. And let's see, it was on their turn. Now Mendoza's helped up by a couple of teammates. The clip is called on the play. The touchdown goes. It is a clip against Finley to apparently block the blocker from behind. So apparently what the officials are saying is that Fred Finley simply blindsided Mendoza as Mendoza was trying to block perhaps somebody else. Finley came up and nailed him from behind. The touchdown stands. Guerrero about 55 yards on the return.
If that really happened that way, I think that the Templeton team is just taking out some of the frustration of the way that the game has gone.
Dave Guerrero, cornerback and quarterback. 55-yard touchdown pass. Here's the PAT, and for the fifth time in the game, the PAT is perfect by Jeff Riddick. And with 29 seconds to go, the Cares lead 35-6, and we'll be back in a moment.
8, 9,
Hi there. We are back live in Arcadia in Southern California. We understand Atascadero leads Paris 21-0. Late in that ball game, so the Greyhounds are headed to the championship. Rio Hondo or the championship game. The kick goes through the end zone here. Eagles will begin first down at the 15. That's one thing that they've done very well. They've kicked every time out of the end zone virtually, and always forced the Eagles to start their drives back at the 15-yard line.
Well, when you get to the championship game, you expect most of the teams to really have their program together. They have good kicking games. All the teams that really are top-quality teams. One of the most important things is they have a really good kicking game. It means so much in field position.
All right, out of the huddle come the Eagles. They go slot right for the first time. Pence to throw, and his pass is behind Zyman with 26 seconds and a flag thrown, and I'm afraid we're getting some cheap shots. And Mendoza, who I think was victimized a couple of moments ago by Finley in the open field, might have just taken a shot at somebody. Finley is coming out of the game, and they might well have asked him to leave. And he comes over to the far side and pulls off his chin strap and takes off his helmet. And we're about to get a personal foul call against the Eagles.
I think it was against Alderson.
Against Alderson, so they asked Finley to leave.
Well, the big guy, I'm sure, is kind of frustrated a little bit, so I'm sure that, like I said, Templeton's type of team, they don't give up. They're going to be hitting. If there's 1 second on the clock and there's somebody to hit, they're going to hit. That's why I know that they'll be back.
35-6. Rio Hondo is, well, not really dominated because the Eagles have had their chance, but nonetheless, they're richly deserving of the win. Up the middle, Aaron Alderson, big running room over the 20, the 25-yard line out to the 26, right around the first down marker at the 25. They're going to spot him down at the 24-yard line, setting up third and a yard. And they cannot stop the clock. 16 seconds to go, although they did stop the clock, and they shouldn't have.
To move the chains, I think, for
well, it's not a first down. Yeah, it's not a first down, so they don't have to move them. Now they start it again. 15 seconds, third and a yard. And Beeston back to throw, looks on the near side, has Ryman, going to stay in bounds 35-40, hitting down 36-yard line. They'll stop the clock now to move the chains on the first down with 4 seconds. Rio Hondo has it at the, the Eagles have it at the Care 36-yard line. Just 4 seconds to go. Boy, this last minute has taken about 10. Eagles come to the line trying to get in another play. One of the ball boys comes in and says, why not switch balls and see how the Eagles do with this one. First down, 36-yard line, and we're all about to see the final play of the 1982 football season, barring a defensive penalty. Beeston calls signals. John straight back to throw. Time expires as he throws deep downfield for Bobby Pence, and Pence catches the ball. Touchdown! Would you believe? Bobby Pence caught it at the 5 and went into the end zone unimpeded for a touchdown. And the Eagles get on the board with no time showing. It is 35-12, and we'll see if they line up and try for the extra point. I assume they will, and that'll just about do it. So the Eagles have at least one pleasant memory, and that is a touchdown pass of 36 yards from Beeston to Bobby Pence to close out the football campaign, but it still leaves them way shy. The lineup for 2 with no time left. A touchdown pass of 36 yards. They go for the 2. Beeston brings his team to the line. Split back, so it's 360 by Beeston, hitting down behind the lines by Rio's Todd Bell, and the Cares have done it. They're the 8-man CIF champions as they've beaten Templeton here tonight, 35-12. We'll wrap it up in a moment. Back in Arcadia, Gary Miller with the head coach of the Apple School, Dan Pride, and we've just watched Rio Hondo win the 8-man CIF football championship, beating the Eagles 35-12. Here's your scoring recap. 1 touchdown in the first period with 5:36 to go in the period. Guerrero, the quarterback, ran an option. He raced down about 10 yards, pitched it out to his trailer, Scott Moore, who took it the remaining 25, and all a 35-yard touchdown play credited to Scott Moore. The PAT added successfully by Jeff Whittick. He was added to add 4 more successful conversions, 5 for 5 on the night, 7-0 after 1. In the second period with 8:24 to go, Guerrero hit the fullback Don Bedoya with a 14-yard touchdown pass, culminating a 45-yard drive. PAT good. It was 14-0. Eagles took the ensuing kickoff and marched 67 yards for a touchdown. Bobby Pence with a walk around the left side for the score as he went in at quarterback and took it in from a yard away. Nobody near him as he relatively or virtually did walk it in. That came with 4:18 to go. It was 14-6 after the Eagles' extra point attempt by Alderson was blocked by Dave Guerrero. Rio Hondo may be the key touchdown. 42-yard drive right after the Eagles score, and they put it in with 51 seconds to go. Key play, 4th and 5, around the 9-yard line, and a great catch made by Bedoya on the 4th down play. They made the first down by the length of the football, and they took it in from there on a 5-yard run by Scott Moore, and that was a mighty big play and a great catch by Bedoya.
Very big play.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The extra point added. Again, it was 21-6 at halftime. Eagles took the third period kickoff and drove downfield only to fumble the ball at the 10-yard line of Rio. Rio marched right back 70 yards, and they didn't fumble it. They scored on a 4th down play from the 4-yard line, a run by Scott Moore. That came with 3:26 to go in the third. PAT added it was 28-6. And then Guerrero, with just about 29 seconds to go in the game, in fact, intercepted a pass and took it 55 yards easily for a touchdown. It was 35-6. Again, the PAT was good, and wouldn't you know it, with no time showing on the clock, John Beeston hit Bobby Pence with a 36-yard touchdown. That made the score 35-12. They missed on the 2-point conversion. We've got new champions, Rio Hondo, and I'm sure, Coach, you now see the formula, and you're going to try and bring it to the Apple School here in L.A., perhaps as early as next year, but maybe you have a 2 or 3 or 4-year plan.
Well, it's going to take a while to build a program at Apple School. I think we're going about it in the right way. And there again, we could surprise some people, and you look up and maybe we might be in this game next year.
We shall see. Dan, thank you so much. You filled in admirably for Greg Welsh. We haven't had a chance to publicly thank Greg for helping us out throughout the year. Greg, of course, fellow you met last week, and you were our halftime guest, and we called upon you to help us out this evening and provide us with your insight, and I thought you did a fine job. We thank you very much.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I always enjoy
going up toward Templeton, and I've had some success up that way. Maybe some of the people up there don't like to see the teams that I bring in, but we'll be in next year, and hopefully we'll put on a pretty good show for you.
Look forward to seeing you then. Stay tuned for Bearcat basketball from Morro Bay with Roger Bland and Tom Gryden. It's been fun covering the Eagles this season. Boy, they always give you your money's worth, don't they? They're a fine, fine team. Jerry Reynolds is a tremendous coach, and the Eagles, as Dan mentioned throughout the broadcast, will be back. They always are. They've been in this game 4 times in the last 5 years. And my goodness, what a program they have. They came down here tonight and met a terrific team and gave it their all and came up just a couple of bucks short.
Well, they'll always be respected. Jerry has a tremendous program up there. And I only hope that at Apple School I can get that program like the Templeton program. I'm sure if we do, we'll be here a lot of times like they are.
Our thanks to studio engineer Bill Bordeaux. We invite you to stay tuned for the Bearcats coming up from Morro Bay. For Dan Pride from Southern California, I'm Gary Miller. Final score, Rio Hondo 35, the Templeton Eagles 12. Thank you so much for being with us, everybody. We'll talk to you again. We send you back to KPRL from Southern California.
It can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. In your heart, to the stars.